Joining us now, Liz Peek, Fox News contributor, Monica Crowley, former Assistant Treasury Secretary. Ladies, I'm going to ask you, Monica Crowley, will Biden's catastrophe sink his budget?
Well, what we're seeing right now, Larry, is a plummeting of Biden's poll numbers. So with every passing day, because of the catastrophic failure in Afghanistan, equally catastrophic failure on the border, and the inflation that Americans are experiencing every day when they go to buy pretty much anything, you're seeing that with every passing day, the president is becoming more and more unpopular. That means political weakness, and that means that those moderate Democrats, and there are still a few left, particularly in the House, but also in the Senate, with Senators Manchin and Sinema in particular, that they now understand that this president is no longer strong and can no longer provide political cover for them should they decide to go down this path of $3.5 trillion in spending and trillions of dollars in tax hikes. So my sense, Larry, is that this $3.5 trillion deal is in a lot of political trouble.
Well, I know what Liz is going to say. Liz is going to agree with you. I know that. She wrote a very fine op-ed, and we talked on the radio this weekend. But I got to tell you, Liz, I'm a skeptic because I don't see it translate. I mean, here's what I see. A slightly smaller budget. All these Manchin and Sinema and Josh Gottheim from New Jersey and all those moderate Democrats. Okay, so they won't go the whole 9 yards, which is really going to be about 5 or 6 trillion, but they'll go 7 yards. And it's still 7 yards in the wrong direction, Liz Peek. And while the Taliban takes over Afghanistan, I'm not sure it's going to matter. I'm just challenging the wisdom here.
Well, don't forget, Larry, it's not just on foreign policy that Joe Biden's approval ratings have gone down really since May. It is also on the economy. Monica's totally right. People are also very concerned about inflation. I just saw an investor survey. This is a big, big deal to investors, and it could get much worse. All the data we're seeing, including today's PPI numbers from the market group on pricing, indicate that inflation is not transitory and it may be getting worse. So to my view, linking that to a $3.5 trillion bill, and by the way, you're right, it may end up $2.5 trillion. But even so, we're talking about adding maybe $4 to $5 trillion of new debt. That's what we're being told by the people who analyze these things. This is a horrific decision on the part of the Democrats. And yes, Nancy Pelosi's legacy may be at stake here, but does she really want to leave office handing over the House with one of the greatest landslide elections ever? I don't think so.
I got to get out. I think you're both right. I just don't think the Democrats care about inflation and growth. All they want is their social policies. Monica Crowley, Liz Peek, thank you.